participate in this lovely sport. We here now.
If you on that hit squad, then hit hard, bogart, and take charge. If you got accuracy to beat the QB, then let me see you throw it deep.
Gather around, SKOL brothers and sisters. This is Under the Lights, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk and Purple and Gold for Days.
Let's go.
I'm your host, Dave, and this is Justin. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Justin? How you doing, man?
We are 12 days away, counting them down, 11 days away from SKOL Fest, 12 days away from week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we have our initial 53-man roster. And we say initial because we know there could still be some changes depending on who gets cut and who the Vikings want to bring back to the practice squad. Do they want to sign a veteran running back? Who knows? But it's great to have you with us. Everybody in the chat. The chat just lit up like a Christmas tree.
Shout out
to Nick. What's going on, Nick?
Frozen North was our first comment of the night. You found Justin here. Nick Howard is in the house. Gary. Holy crap, Gary's just everywhere now. Patrick Harms.
What's up,
Dr.
Patrick?
Proto.
House call.
Here we go. Oh, house call. I'm going to call him house call now. McAndrews, what's going on? K Fizzle.
Hey,
Happy
Fizzle,
Tuesday.
What's going on? What's up, Mary?
Chicken soup for the soul. I just saw you guys in the chat over on another channel. I appreciate you hopping over. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining.
Who else we got here? We got T-Bass.
What's up, T-Bass?
T-Bass is in the house. Kofi, what's going on?
Kofi, what's going on?
My not so worthless opinion.
Hey, real quick, I got to meet Worthless on Saturday at that Arizona game. It was a blast meeting you. It'll be a blast seeing you as well as everybody else again at SKOL Fest in exactly 11 days. Good to see you again, my Worthless opinion.
Single is he as smooth in the chat as he is in person?
Yeah, something like that, or maybe the other way around, but absolutely. Now, single greatest Twitter, Facebook, and all of social media handle of all time, because your opinion is rarely worthless, especially on our channels, but I digress. Who else we got? We got Mary.
Let's see. I got some duplicates here. Holy crap, you guys. Norfius is in the house. Let's go.
Hey, if y'all didn't see my show last night.
Oh, my God. You guys are going crazy.
If y'all didn't see my short last night, you know what? I'm going to get it right now. You finish them up. We'll get back to you, Norfius. I'm going to get it right now. Go ahead.
We got Chuck. Justin leaves right before we're about to talk.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, it's me, Dave and Justin. What's up, McAdrose?
Shout out to Northfield one more time if y'all missed it last night. Let me make sure I got it the right way. Here we go.
I got my sunglasses on too, man.
Here we go. Thank you, Northfield, one more time. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you hooking me up with this beautiful Vikings flag, purple and gold for Dave's flag. What's up, Holden? Good to see you. I know Dave shouts you out, but what's up, man? What's up?
I'm sending out the cards tomorrow that you guys have won. Sorry about that. I'm lazy. What's this? Hey, Mary. Everybody's saying hi. Let's go. Luft's in the house.
Hey, there's Dave.
Again. Okay, first question. If you could cut Booth, who would have you kept?
Luigi. It's not even close. I don't even need to let you.
I mean, we're one. I'm not cutting the guy we drafted in the second round a year ago. I just think we could fit. I don't think he's a lost cause, but Luigi Villain definitely would be the surprise.
Yeah.
Grandizer, the straw that stirs the drink.
Hey, did you get
what's
Tristan
going on?
Did you get Anthony when I was getting my flag? You get Tristan?
Did I miss? Where's that? Anthony. Oh, there you are. You were Anthony, in my. Hey, thanks for showing up for my first show, The Drive, on Monday, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Appreciate it.
One above that. You get Tristan?
Oh my goodness, Tristan! How could I forget you, man? I scrolled down too fast. Tristan, what's going
Hey,
on,
y'all,
man?
hit them like buttons and hit the like buttons on both channels if you could, please. And if you don't know how to subscribe to both channels, hit us up. We do our show every Tuesday night, but we also got other live shows. Dave's got a live show at 5 o'clock Central Time. Shout out to Vikings First and SKOL. Congratulations on getting to 1,000 subscribers. After y'all just started, I think it was February or March. Congratulations to them. Hit them up as well. And of course, hit a purple and gold for days. Do we have anybody else? I think we got them all. I think
Oh, we got this guy. I don't know who this guy is.
Oh,
but
that Joker wants to cut
he's-
Jaron Hall. What's up, Mike?
sounds
I'm messing with you.
Canadian.
Yeah, some Canadian dude. Just here to listen. Hey,
Man, I don't know if I'm gonna keep. I don't know if I'm gonna be able. Hey, guys, bear with me today. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up this chat, but hey, I'm my little announcement.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. That way, I get a word in edgewise.
Forgive me. I'm just saying, forgive me. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up this chat, so I'll do my best. Bear with me, guys. A little announcement. I am going to do the drive this Thursday too, just because of so much probably news that's coming out. So I'm going to do that. In that last Thursday, you guys came out for SKOL World, so I'm going to make that a Thursday thing at least for this week.
So you're doing that every Monday night though during the season, though, right?
Yeah, every Monday after work.
There you go. There you
go. I'm trying to find some questions here. Oh my goodness. I know there was a question. Second question, take for admit Booth as a bust and move on. More than not having any playing time because of injury last year. Just, more than, actually seeing him on the field. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'll give you this. Well, first,
the entire preseason, everybody's ragging on him.
Well, first off, shout out Purple Pocket Podcast and SKOL for Life and SKOL for Life Barber 1975. Good to see you guys. Here's my opinion on Booth. And it's the same one I've had all summer. I have no expectations of Andrew Booth, and if we get any production out of him, it's found money. At this point, I'm no longer disappointed with Andrew Booth. I've gotten to the point where I understand he was a first-round talent, but had some questions because of injury, and that's why he fell to us. So I don't mind rolling the dice. I don't mind that at all. What's up, Northfield? Good to see you. Oh, wait, I said hello. But yes, it was banging. Thanks, you guys.
Raymond's in the house.
What's up, Raymond? Good to see you again. I think this is like the third time I've seen you today, so thanks again. But I'm going to say this. Again, I get it. You don't want to give up on a second-round pick, but at the same time, I'm sorry. It's nothing personal against the guy. I really hope that 8 weeks from now, 10 weeks from now, he proves us all wrong. I really do hope that's the case. But at this point, I'm ready to just say, hey, I don't care if you were a second round pick. They are. There's a point where we kept Laquan Treadwell too long because he was a first round pick. Okay, now he had guaranteed money, so that has something to do with it, and so does Andrew Booth to a certain extent. I get that, but no, for me, I'm just pretty much over him at this point. I hope that he manages to turn it around because again, the guy is always injured. You can say all you want. Hey, he's barely had any time to play. That's whose fault is that? He's the one who keeps getting hurt. And I'm not saying it's like it's your fault you keep getting hurt. I'm just saying we can't use the excuse of he hasn't had a whole lot of playing time or hasn't been able to get experience when we knew going into it he had an injury history. But that's just me. Like I said, I'm done with them. If they need a roster spot for somebody like Dalton Reisner or like a running back and they can't cut somebody else and they cut Andrew Booth, I'm not disappointed by it if they were to do something like that. But
from my perspective on a guy they really thought high of enough to draft in the second round, the fact that a guy comes out and maybe outperforms him and through fortunate circumstances that his competition got hurt, stepped up like a Evans and won the job outright, right? Mm-hmm. I don't cast a shadow necessarily on the guy that was the unfortunate side of that conversation, where he is now fully healthy. He's now learning again a new defense for the second time in his NFL career. So it's almost like Lewis Seen, Andrew Booth Jr., any of the other younger guys came to the league, had to learn a second new defense. And completely, it seems to be very different. I just feel like, hey, we lost a year, but I don't think they're lost as players. And we're going to need like a Lewis Seen. We're going to need a Booth Jr. When these guys' contracts are getting hurt, we'll find out what these guys got when they get out there. I was pretty impressed with a lot of the things that Booth did up until he got burned on that touchdown. I felt he did good. He was good in the run game. I felt he was always around the ball. I just felt good about it. I just think those things will get ironed out. But hey, there's a.
I hope so. I do.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of him. I haven't seen enough of a bunch of players. So we'll see. We'll see.
Shout out to Al in the building. What's going on, Al? Nice to see you as well. I think you have his comment starred. We'll go ahead and put it up. Al's making a hot take right off the bat. You know, Grandizer wanted some hot takes. Al's got one. He's saying we finna beat Philly 37-34.
Al Smith got us beating Philly week 2. I'm going to be live during that game. I'll be live streaming during that game. So let's go. I'll be happy to do that. I will not be on a Philly broadcast this time. I guarantee I will not be with 2 Philly commentators with Rap.
Yeah, you and Rap kind of got the short end of that one.
That was horrible.
But you know, Nick Howard put a good point in there. We also traded up for the guy, and you know, I get it.
We traded down and then traded back up. So let's make sure that was straight. We could have took him, but we traded down and then we traded back up. So yeah, it was a context, but yeah,
absolutely. There was a couple. SKOL for Life and SKOL for Life Barber are in fact 2 different people. Yes, I made that mistake once too. I was like, wait a second, that's 2 different guys. But anyway.
SKOL for who? And SKOL for Life, and what's the other one?
SKOL for Life Barber 1975.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Hi to both of you.
SKOL for Life had me going yesterday because he had just switched that JJ from his original what do you call that, avatar. So he had me for a minute. All right, so Tristan asked a question. Where did it go? I had it a minute ago, and there's so many of them. Like you said, it just keeps on scrolling.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, back to 710, but it's fine. We don't have to put it up. Purple and gold. Carter and Moss are obvious, but who is the jersey behind you? That would be this guy. No, my last name is Day, and my favorite show of all time is 24. So I had that shirt. That shirt was made for me. With my last name and my favorite number. My Twitter handle is
I like this guy. I like what this guy's thinking.
That too. Absolutely.
Hey,
no, my Twitter handle is JDay24. So, you know, that's the bit there. Nothing spectacular. But yes, thank you, Grandpa Dave. We appreciate you. Great show. By
28
the way,
in the house, guys. Appreciate that.
When our show is over, if you didn't catch the Real 4-0 show, part 2, again, they moved their normal Wednesday episode to tonight to go over that. So if you didn't catch their show, go on and hit them up after our show is done as well. And subscribe on your favorite podcast aggregator, that, you know, Spotify, Apple, whatever the case, Vikings First and SKOL. I do some podcasting, freelancing on there as well. So hit those boys up, as we are all part of this great Vikings community. So we support each other, shout each other out. So go hit them up after the show as well. Okay. I like what Kofi said. Both Luigi and Williams should have made it over Booth. I could listen to that, but I mean, I get your point. You don't want to give up on a guy too early. I'm just saying that we haven't seen a lot so far, but we'll see. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong on Andrew Booth, because we need depth at the cornerback position. Absolutely, we do. I'm just saying I would have kept Luigi. I would have kept Jojo Williams. I would have kept both of those guys, but we'll see. I like that one, Worthless. Oh, I'm sorry. You go put need another laptop so Dave gets to watch.
Well, you know what you can do? You can open 2 tabs. But hey, I don't need watch hours anymore. Once you hit get monetized, I just have to post content like once every couple of months or something like that. So I don't need the watch hours. I've already hit mine, so I'm good. But yeah, I appreciate the thought there. But hey,
yes,
if you want to have both up, you can literally split your screen on the laptop, and you can have 2 tabs up, watch us both at the same time.
Yeah,
or just have me in an open tab.
Just mute one of them. That's fine. You don't need to see surround sound.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing. The other day I had GG Sports. They needed 20 hours watch time, so I put them up on 3 channels, 3 different tabs, and went to bed and just had them play all night. And the next day they were monetized, so it was perfect.
I like what Worthless said in there too. As many SKOLs as there are Daves in the building right now. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, there's way too many Daves.
Yes,
I'm glad you guys all have nicknames.
Yes,
I'm glad you do. They never want to talk about the flip side of that coin. Maybe just maybe we might have more blowout wins this season, but God forbid all the bozos from ES bring that up as a
Facts, Anthony.
possibility.
Facts.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're just I think Forno was asked on his last show is like, why are the media so uh rough on us? And I think he took it a different way, but yeah, the media treats us like a second class citizens when they talk about us. When they do talk about us, it's like the only guy that matters is Justin Jefferson, but everybody else is keeping him from being all world, which he already is. So I
Well,
don't know what that.
I mean, to Tyler's point earlier, and for those that didn't catch it, basically Tyler's like, why does the media, shortchange the Vikings? Well, yes, the media knows what sells. What's up, Frozen? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Oh, that I mean, that's not an excuse to talk bad about us, though.
Oh, no, right. Why they talk
That was the
minimally about
question.
us is because we're not a big enough market and, not a big enough audience, so to speak. And, most of their viewers are, the East Coast teams, the West Coast teams, and Dallas. So that's why they get the most coverage. I understand that. But yes,
I
they
don't either,
do
Gary.
put us down a little bit too much. And that's fine. I said this the other day. I can't remember if it was yesterday's show or if it was the Saturday show I did. But either way, I am at the point where I don't care if we are underestimated by the media and other fan bases. Because you know what? When the Vikings don't have any expectations, they generally overachieve. And the moment they start having expectations is when they underachieve. Go ahead and pump up the Lions. That's fine. The Lions did exactly what the Vikings did in 2020. We started off, that was a COVID year. We started off 1-5 and we finished 6-4. Whoop-de ding dong. We finished 7-9 for the year. That's basically exactly what the Lions did. Now they were 8-9 because there was a 17th game. And what did we do the next year? Oh yeah, we went 8-9 again. I like some of the moves the Lions have made. I'm not going to pretend that they're still the garbage Lions of old, but yeah, go ahead and keep pumping up the Lions. Just go ahead and forget about us. And then come November and December, I guess we're going to have to start talking about the Vikings again. They were frauds last year. We thought they were going to be frauds. What's up, SKOL Mafia? Good to see you. But yeah, no, I'm not overly concerned about it. I'm done caring about what we'll just prove them wrong on the field. What's up, Greg? How you doing? Good to see you as well. I've lost track of who. Well, Tyler
72 in the house.
Tyler loves Jaron Hall in the more now. What's up, Reggie? How
Reggie
you doing,
Adams.
Reggie?
Joey Hawking.
Hey, Joey.
What's going on?
Thanks again, everybody, for joining us and join us all.
Frozen North, how you doing, man? I appreciate the comment in the beginning. I guess you found Justin. Now, a lot of you guys are Justin goes on Monday, and I think his crowd follows us to Tuesday. So I appreciate all the listeners there. Thank you for joining. I'm Minnesota Sports Talk. Give me a like too. I appreciate it. Give me a subscribe. Justin Day is taking off. He's all over the place now. give up a hand for Justin Day.
All right.
Let's go. Reggie Adams. I already said hi.
What's up,
Viking
Yogi?
Gaming in the house. Oh my goodness. We were hit 41.
Coming,
we hit 41 already. Good job, guys. Let's do it. Teddy Bradford and Kirk next draft, get a quarterback. All right. Season's not over yet. Let's go. Let's win this one. Let's go. Yeah, let's win this one. You got us beating Philly with that quarterback. So let's go, man. Hey, if he beats Philly, I'll remind you of that on the third week.
Hey, go back to Grandpa David's at 8-12. That was a pretty good one. Good one. Q. It starts with the letter Q.
8-12. Wow. Grandpa Dave.
Luft.
Okay.
Did
they throw beers at you on your monitors? I thought they were going to threaten us with that. We brought it up quite a bit, and the Rocky statue was brought up quite a bit too. So
yeah, I thought they might. No, but T-Bass makes a good point. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Carter has perfect character, intelligence, profile development, same as Hall. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm a little higher on Jaron Hall than my compatriot on my Purple and Scold show. Mike, he thinks that Jaron Hall should have been cut and hopefully gotten through to the practice squad. He's seen enough to determine that Jaron Hall will never be anything, at best a backup quarterback. And I'm like, really? So kind of the same argument you were talking about with Andrew Booth earlier. It's like, Really? This kid has had one off season and 3 preseason games, 2 of which were behind garbage offensive lines. And when he was behind a mediocre, well, slightly less than mediocre second string offensive line, beautiful. We got some production value tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Dave thought ahead. I'm sorry. I'm not willing to say that Jaron Hall is on the facts track to being a top 10 quarterback or a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, if anybody has determined that Jaron Hall is definitely going to be our starter in 2024, I would say that's a bit ambitious. And if anybody's willing to say that Jaron Hall will never amount to anything, is also a bit ridiculous. I remember in 1999 when Dante Culpepper was our third string quarterback after Cunningham and George had their turns. Dante was playing behind a third string offensive line. He got sacked like 10 times in the first 2 preseason games. Let's slow down on saying that Jaron Hall will never amount to anything. I thought what I saw on Saturday, particularly in the first quarter, he was poised. Yeah, he took a couple of sacks, and a couple of them were on him, but a lot of them were on the offensive line too. Moved around in the pocket, the play action, the rollouts, his scrambling ability, his pocket awareness. Again, he's got some tools, and I think they can be molded. So I like that they kept Jaron Hall. I'm glad that they didn't try to sneak him through the practice squad, and we'll see what happens. What you got on Jaron?
Well, here's a good point that Carter still light from his military obligations.
Good point, Joey.
And let's pull him up here. I think I got him here. I want to pull him up so we can look at that amazing physique of his. Here we go. So, have you ever seen that, Sasquatch walking in the woods picture that's really fuzzy that, that they did? Yeah. This is the exact, if you put this as a silhouette, he would look exactly like that. Tall and lanky, his arms swinging. I mean, I agree with Joey Hawking that once he's like he can be molded into an NFL player. We got to get this guy eating, building muscle. I think that'll improve. Get him with those coaches in the offseason that build explosiveness. I think this guy, that we saw something in him. I thought we'd cut because he didn't play well enough in the preseason that he could pass. And 32 teams passed on him 7 times.
Right.
Oh, and more even. That he would be able to make it. And then
I agree.
Luigi Villain obviously is the better player right now, but
absolutely
in the future, this guy could be something. And I think that was worth. I think I wasn't shocked that we kept him, is what I'm saying.
I'm not shocked that we kept him either. I think there was a couple of different options or different ways that they could have gone to keep both Carter and Luigi Villain. But no, I get it. It's just one of those things where I saw Luigi Villain as a player. And again, we might still be able to sneak him through to the practice squad. And if we get him on the practice squad and we still keep him, okay, I'll be fine. All right, that's cool. But I thought Luigi Villain could be a contributor this year. You've got Davenport and Danielle Hunter, and then you've got a lot of question marks. We're still hoping to see Patrick Jones turn into something. I've got my thoughts on DJ Wanham as being just a guy because all the sacks that he gets are his teammates do all the work and the quarterback gets, flushed right into him and takes him down. There you go, Gary.
That's right. I'm the purple
so all I'm saying about Luigi is I thought he could be a contributor right now. But
purple pimp, Gary.
Yeah. Okay.
I got to get that song.
T-Bass, why you got to do that? T-Bass, I still wake up from cold sweats from the championship game where Robert Griffith dropped 2 balls in the numbers during the drive Atlanta to tie it up. T-Bass, I remember that. That was at 7:16, so that was about 11. That was about 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're on 8:22 right now.
Yeah, I know. We're so far behind. I'm trying to.
Yeah, so
I was at that game, T-Bass. That's what my point was. I remember both of those times screaming, like, seriously, hold on to the ball, you come on. But anyway, moving on.
I think you got the same feeling about Jaron Hall as I do, is that this guy was playing with the threes on the first game. That offensive line was crap. And then he was playing with the threes again in the second game and showed promise, right? They showed a little bit of promise. And then the third game, he finally got to play with some decent players. They figured out which tackle they should put on what side, and they looked fairly well. But then at the end of the game, he's playing with the threes again, and it all goes south. So I would not judge this guy until he can play with better talent around him.
I totally agree.
And you said it yourself, is like he's not playing with Justin Jefferson. He's not playing with KJ Osborne or Addison. He's playing with
Or the first string O-line.
He's playing with the fifth, sixth, and deeper guy, and the O-line guys that are going to be bagging groceries next week. I mean, there were some really bad players, and we kept 10 linemen last year. We kept 8 this year. That tells you what they thought about the talent we had.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, again, I'll just wrap it by saying this. If Kirk Cousins' Iron Man streak somehow ends, and if it's a couple of games, yeah, you go with Nick Mullins because Nick Mullins has a higher floor than Jaron Hall. But if something happens to Kirk where he's out half or all of the season, you absolutely roll with Jaron Hall to find out what you got, good or bad, because what you need to know is, can Jaron Hall take over for this team? Well, if Cousins is out for the whole year, I'd rather find out now if he's a guy that can be developed and give him some playing time, or if we need to spend a first round pick or something on a quarterback next off season. There's no point if Kirk goes down for the season to play Nick Mullins just to be a 7, maybe an 8-win team. Yes, with Hall, you might be a 5-win team if he's terrible. Well, then you got a higher draft pick, and you know Hall's not the answer. But Hall's got a higher ceiling. Hall has better pocket presence than Nick Mullins does. And I could make the argument that Hall's got better pocket presence than Kirk Cousins does. Does he have the accuracy and all the rest of the stuff that Kirk does? Of course not. But all I'm saying is I like this kid. I like what I'm seeing. And I like the fact that he comes across as coachable, that in his interviews, he's been saying, hey, yeah, I'm learning as much as I can. I'm trying to soak up as much as I can from Nick and Kirk and from Coach and all these other things. He appears to have the maturity. He appears to have leadership. And that's all you can ask for out of a 5th-round pick. Shout out to AJ. I don't remember if we shouted you out or not, but I think we might have missed you. If we did, shout out to AJ there. What's going on, AJ? Thanks for joining us. You got Joey. SKOL Mafia, what's up? I think I said hello, but what's up, everyone? Just wishing it was September 9th. Yes, well, since you brought it up, that's a nice transition. September 9th, the night before the Lid Lifter, is the inaugural SKOL Fest. You got one of those, Dave, or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Inaugural SKOL Fest. What is that? Well, myself, Dave, Rap, Gigi, SK, Yogi will all be at the Northeast Palace in Minneapolis from 5 to 9. Gonna say hello, have some drinks. At some point, we're gonna do a show. Don't know if that show is going to be 45 minutes or if it's going to be 3 hours. We said to ourselves, let's keep it to under an hour. But when you got 6 or 7 content creators in the building all at once doing a show, the idea that it's going to stick to less than an hour is probably unlikely. But there is no entry, no cover charge. Northeast Palace, Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's about 5 minutes from US Bank Stadium. If you would like to do so, please do this to help us out. If you go to Eventbrite and search SKOL Fest, it's the only thing on Eventbrite that has the word SKOL in it, so it's really easy to find. If you could just register, you get entered into the grand prize drawing. We're going to be doing giveaways, and the grand prize drawing is a pair of tickets to Tampa Bay Week 1. So if you could, it's just an RSVP thing so that we know a little bit about a head count. There will be other ways to get entries into the prizes, but if you can go to Eventbrite, if you're going to be out there, go ahead and register that, and we will see you Saturday, 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock at SKOL Fest, Northeast Palace, Minneapolis. Next.
I equate this Carter deal, like T-Bass is thinking, project, we're in win now mode. I equate it to like Johan Santana. There's no way that guy he only pitched like 15 times a year. And then finally, now he's like, he should have, honestly, I still think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Just because he won the Cy Young and the Triple Crown and all that. But that's like in baseball. You could not waste one of your pitching spots, right?
Right.
But hey, we saw a talent in him. We kept him the whole year, and the rest is history. But I think the same way with football, the same way we think of Jaron Hall, same way we see a skill level there that he can sit behind Kirk Cousins, and who knows, maybe he can be that guy in 2 years or next year even. But the same way with Carter. And Daniil Hunter, we could have passed on him. He fell to the 3rd round, had no very little production.
Right.
He's a physical, but someone saw something in him, and he sure enough, he didn't start until year 2, right? He didn't. I don't even year 3 maybe. I don't know, but he didn't even start right away.
No, so, I think he started in 6. Well, I'll look it up here while you're finishing.
Well, because it wasn't Robinson. starting.
Well, he was still there. Let's see if we can find his career stats and how many starts he had and whatever else. Okay. Oh, that didn't have it. Pro Football Reference. Tell me something good. Tell me something good.
I mean, if
Okay.
anything, this guy has a body that he can grow into.
No, you're right. He did not. You're right. He played in all 16 games in 2016, but he didn't start any of them. No, he was not a full-time starter 2017, but no, you're right. Yeah, 2015, he played in 14 games, 6 sacks. 2016, played in all 16, 12 and a half sacks.
What was his first year?
2015.
What was it? What did he have?
14 games played, 1 start, 6 sacks, 12 and a half sacks in year 2, but not a starter. And then after that, full-time starter for the rest of his career outside of, 2020 where he didn't play at all, in 2021 where he got injured after game 7. So no, that's a good point.
Then the whole thing about, injuries and stuff, I don't know what people feel about Robert Smith. I think he was a pretty damn good running back. He didn't play until he was hurt like the first couple of years.
Oh, he was hurt like the first 3, 4, 5 years, actually.
Yeah, he didn't really play a whole season until his 4th year in the league. Mm-hmm. And then we had to make a decision, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Robert Smith was our leading rusher, all-time rusher at one point, right? So it's like incredible. I thought an incredible talent, and he was ready for a big payday as a free agent, decide to go to medical school.
Yeah.
But
let me get some shouts here because we got behind again. I know you said hello, but I'll say hello to you again. Viking Gaming, good to see you. VAQ, Embrace the Suck, shout out to you. What's going on? Timothy Slack, what's good? What's good? Chad, what's up, my brother? Thanks again for joining as well. I love Chad's comment, although it was 13 minutes ago, so I don't know, be able to find it. But Lions celebrating the 30-year anniversary of their last division title. So far ago that it wasn't even called the NFC North. It was called the NFC Central. The Lions have never won the NFC North since they rebranded once we got the 32nd team, but I digress. A lot of hellos. T-Bass, in my opinion, today's NFL schedule is what determines a winning season for 90% of the teams. Absolutely. No, absolutely right. It's not who you play, it's when you play them. I mean, again, I think there is some logic to, and this was brought up on my show last night, somebody, I forget if it was Sarah or if it was Mary, it was one of the queens that said, everybody wants to just assume that the Kansas City game is probably not one that we're going to win. But if Chris Jones is still holding out, you got a shot. So I know you're talking about the schedule and all that good stuff and who you play down when you play them. But, yeah, I have that game as a loss right now. But, yeah, if Jones is not in there, I'm not saying they're going to win, but I say they have, a relatively decent chance. With Chris Jones, I don't think they do. But so, no, that's another good point, T-Bass. It is really about your schedule. Again, if we were playing Cincinnati in Cincinnati, say in September or October, I'd give us a much better chance than us playing in Cincinnati in December as an example to that. But
so what do you think about this? I guess the Raiders cut Duke.
Did they cut him? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, at this
I
point,
was mad they didn't re-sign him.
I'd be like, yeah.
Sign me up right now.
Because I really don't want to go in with 4 corners and then a guy that just playing special teams. But we got 6 safeties and 2 of those guys can kind of play nickel. So I feel like I'm not too worried about that. And I feel like we're going to go 3 safeties a lot. A lot.
Absolutely. I think their nickel defense isn't going to be putting a third cornerback. It's going to be putting a third safety. But and Rap had a good point in his quick video that he did, that a lot of these safeties are hybrid safety corners. We talk about corners, as they get older, maybe transitioning to safety. Charles Woodson did that. Rod Woodson did that. They're talking about maybe Patrick Peterson doing that at some point. No, I would get Duke Shelley in a minute. And I get it. Flores has got this thing about his safeties and, maybe it's a Kwesi thing or maybe it's a combination thereof of both. But no, if Duke Shelley is out there and he's willing to come back and we don't have to break the bank to get him, yes, I'd take Duke Shelley back. Absolutely.
And are the Lions going to win the North?
No! Hell no.
There we go. We have our answer. See that again.
No!
There we go.
All
They're not going to win the North. No and JFK only missed 1 of their playoff games.
That's right.
So
that's a good one.
Pretty impressive run there. Biggest curiosity for the beginning of the week of the season. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes. I think there's going to be a few changes. What do you? We'll talk about that here in a sec. Jay Ward was lights out in the preseason.
Oh, he was big.
I don't know
Saturday,
about
that's for sure.
lights out, but
He was lights out on Saturday.
sometimes I
don't know about
confused
the whole
him. Sometimes
preseason.
I confused him with a different safety, but because I just didn't know which is which. But yeah, he looked good. I really did, and that's why I had him making the team. I didn't have him getting cut, but I didn't expect was Theo Jackson also making it, although he played good too. So I think all of our safeties played good. Honestly, except for Harrison Smith, he couldn't even see him on the field.
I know.
You couldn't
Why
even
we
see him on
bring
the
that
field.
guy back? I know he took a pay cut, but that was a terrible mistake. Yeah, right. Yogi, I shout you out earlier. I know that you're on your lunch break.
Bringing
right
out
now.
the poop
Thanks for
joke
joining
from
me.
the last show.
No, we're not. No, we don't have those.
I'm not
we limit that to
I'm not
Tyler.
gonna announce on air that I have poop on my hands.
Yeah,
ever.
I don't know why the heck he ever did. I'm like, dude. Hey, I'm gonna make this announcement. I'm gonna tell you guys this, and then I'm gonna tell you guys not to ever bring it up. Here's the best way to not ever bring it up. Don't say it. I'm like, whoa.
I said some stupid shit on air too, so I can't blame him. Pace Jr. is going to be the beast. Maybe not this season. If Jordan, honestly, I think he's going to hit the ground running a little bit.
I think so.
I think he's gonna vie for the most tackles because I think Hicks' playing time will be cut into. I would think he'd be the only other guy that I would pick that would be, a tackle beast. So I think he's having a really good year. I think he's going to be our defensive rookie of the year. Jelly Roll Northfius. All right. That difference on our show. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
What are we getting at here?
I didn't realize we were going to do an impression of one
early on. Fell for a fake punt and gave up major yards, but really came through the depth in the later half of the season.
Yeah.
He won that freaking he helped win that Buffalo game, right?
Yes.
When he came in for one play and kept them from scoring.
Yes.
He just had an awesome coverage and knocked it down that pass in the end zone. It was great.
I mean, again, I'm not saying break the bank to get Duke Shelley back, but when Duke Shelley signed, I was a little disappointed. And when he only signed for like $100,000 more than what we were offering him originally, I'm just like, really? $100,000? We're going to let him walk for that? Again, I said it all last year, and you can vouch for me on this. I like Duke Shelley as your third or fourth cornerback. Expecting him to be your number 2 cornerback is probably expecting a little bit too much, if you're asking me. He is a great red zone cornerback when you've only got 30 yards of field to defend. Now, yes, outside of the red zone, outside of the red zone, he's a solid corner. Inside the red zone, he's a great corner. You talk about that play in Buffalo where he broke up that pass to their tight end, what's his name, Knox or whatever. Because yes, that was the game. That would have been a touchdown, and that would have been the ball game in overtime there. So, no, to answer the question one more time, yeah, I'd break Duke Shelley back in a heartbeat. Keep an eye on the clock because I know you got your 8:00 show with Rap tonight here. So
time is at 8:39.
Yeah, we got
Gary Gary and Mary brought up my diss video for.
Yes.
For what's his name? I forgot his name now.
Exactly.
Rico knows. Rico knows
his name. That's the point.
Rico knows. Yeah, the algorithms weren't friendly to me this morning, but it started out really hot and then boom, hit a wall. But Rico, you're killing me.
Rico Suave.
Get a chance, go look at my video I posted this morning about TikToker dissing Daniil Hunter. Yeah. It was terrible. It was terrible. Really? I still have nightmares about it.
Yeah, whatever. Come on, guys. You're talking about players that look good for sure, but didn't start.
Well, Diggs didn't dress. Thielen didn't play till year 4. So there's some guys that are but it's a trust thing too. My players and then they honestly they look at money, they look at pedigree, and they shouldn't do that. And I feel like an Evans coming up, a Blackman coming up and making a big contribution, that we're in Muse making this team, that we're not necessarily looking at pedigree right now. And I can appreciate that. No, we're at, and top, 2 UDFAs making the team, making the 53. Holy crap.
3. That was 3.
It 3?
Yeah.
Who's the third?
I forget. I thought I saw.
Well, I mean, we got you. I think Theo Jackson.
No. Najee.
Well,
Najee.
He wasn't.
Najee, Carter, and Ivan Pace.
Was he a UDFA this
Yes.
year coming into the
Yes.
league? Okay,
Yes.
I thought he was maybe a UDFA last year, but he was a rookie coming in. I didn't realize that.
I think.
I might be mistaken. I thought he was in the league, but now that I think about it, I'm trying to remember Rap's video. But yeah, I'll lean on the side that he's a UDFA this year. Anyways, he was UDFA for sure. That's impressive that these guys, that we did not look at pedigree. We brought these guys in and they made the team.
No, yeah, Najee is this year. He was this year.
He was UDFA this year.
Yep.
But
yep.
Yeah, he was a late addition. He wasn't the first. Was he on the first round of UDFAs? Okay, I think yeah, maybe.
April 29. April 29.
This was early. Yeah, it was early then. Yeah, so 3 UDFAs made the team.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a second year guy. My bad. 3 DFAs made the team. I know already. Come on. I know he made the team. Man. I was just confused of whether or not he was UDFA this year.
Well, to wrap T-Bass's last 2 points. Again, he has a point that those guys that he had referenced, for example, again, Randy Moss is a super freak. I mean, yes, Theo Jackson made the team and deserves to make the team. I get where you're coming from. That Andre Carter might be a diamond in the rough that they really wanted to hold on to. I'm just saying.
We cut Adam Thielen.
Say what?
We cut Adam Thielen.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
he passed through waivers and we put him on the practice squad. The next year he made the 53.
Right. Okay. And then fair enough.
Yeah. So we cut Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
But to his last point about Robert Smith's rookie year, yes, he did something. And, again, I it's one of those things I don't want to spend too much more time on. He's just one guy. But at the same time, obviously Robert Smith did far more in preseason, his rookie season. But, as far as Robert Smith goes, you got to credit Denny Green for that. Denny Green's the one who never gave up on him. Despite how many, he broke an ankle.
Didn't he get chicken pox or something?
Chicken pox, the whole thing. And even in 98, he missed 4 or 5 games. The only season he didn't miss any time was 2000, his last year.
Yeah, where he had like 1,800 yards
1,800 yards, and like 12 touchdowns or something like that.
And he's a free agent looking at a huge contract, and nope. Retired.
But he did get out at the right time, if we're being honest.
Well, he was one of those guys that he says, I didn't want to be. I see those guys walking on that stage as Hall of Famers, and they barely can walk and stuff like that. So, but he's a pretty good college commentator. I think he does. Oh,
he's very good. Too. I love seeing him.
Seeing some guys release power ranking, Vikings play at the top 10 in his ranking. Yeah, I seen this as low as like 17th and stuff like that.
Again, I don't care about them damn things. They're
15 seconds behind because of
whatever
delay. It drives me nuts too. All right.
Oh yeah. You asked the question and you got about 15 people say I get it, but
oh, I know. Sorry about that. I'm just kidding. I'm just really kidding. Yeah.
Take your lunch breaks tomorrow, 11 a.m. Oh, okay. Yes. Tune into Yogi's channel tomorrow at 11. If you don't already subscribe, hit up Yogi. That's Purple Rain 247. So let's do this. Let's put a clock on
D-Pimp. That's my new nickname.
Yes.
All right. Exactly. I'm switching it. I like that one. I'm D-Pimp.
Let's put a clock on ourselves for 6 more minutes so we get out of here at 8:50 Central, 8:50 Eastern time, so that you can take a break and be ready for your rap show. So, with all of that being said, what do you think the Vikings are going to do vis-a-vis? Are they going to sign a veteran running back? Because they can't possibly. They let Dwayne McBride go. We still don't know what's going on with Kenny Nwangwu. So at the moment, all we really know about our running back core is Alexander Madison and Ty Chandler. Do you think that they're going to make a play for Dalton Reisner at this point? Tyler made the comment on his show that Dalton Reisner was asking for $8 million and to be a guaranteed starter. What are your thoughts on those last 2 topics before we get up out of here?
You talking to D-Pimp?
No, I'm talking to my co-host by whatever you want to call yourself.
That's my
whatever you want to call yourself.
I'm going with D-Pimp for now. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for that nickname. I appreciate it. So I think this is what usually happens. We don't like who we have, and we think there's a grass is greener running back out there. But Dave on that same show said something that was smart, is saying, hey, we don't have to sign a guy now. We'll wait till week 2, and then we'll put, then we'll bring up McBride. We'll put Kenny on the pup list or whatever. He'll be out for 4 weeks, and then on week 2 we'll put McBride back on the practice squad and sign a vet. That is a perfectly reasonable scenario. Perfectly reasonable. Problem is there is a short week, right? Thursday.
That's the key. That is the key.
But we sign them like Sunday after the game, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, or Monday morning at 2 a.m. and just fly him in. You're coming. Here's the playbook, whatever. And then that's just to have a third back, right? It's just a third back. Who knows? Maybe it's even Smith. He didn't play half bad. I don't, and he seemed pretty decent sized back.
It would be a lot of work just to maneuver salary cap and maneuver a roster spot. For example, I said this a couple weeks ago. If the Vikings, what's up, Zach? Good to see you. If the Vikings do end up signing Dalton Reisner after week 1, I'm going to be happy that they signed him because I do believe he is an upgrade in the pass blocking game for sure. Maybe not so much in the run game. But I'm going to be irritated by it because, then we don't have to guarantee his whole salary because he's a vested veteran. If you believe he's an upgrade, you get him in the building and you let him get acclimated with his teammates, with Kirk Cousins, being able to get Kirk Cousins' cadence down, to be able to know what kind of checks you and your teammates need to be in lockstep in. The advantage of not guaranteeing his salary, to me, does not outweigh practice with your teammates because, as you said, you've got a Thursday game week 2 against Philadelphia. Okay, so you're going to have one practice and maybe one walkthrough. Otherwise, you're not really playing him until week 3. That to me doesn't make any sense. But at this point, they're not going to sign Reisner until after week 1 if they sign him at all, because it would make no sense to do it. At this point, it would have made more sense to do it a couple weeks ago when he was in the building. So getting back to the point of how I'm equating this to the running backs, it's like, okay, you cut McBride. You're hoping to sneak him through to the practice squad. Then you're hoping to maybe get through week 1. And then if you have to activate it that just seems like a lot of work to me. So I don't know, but they must have a plan for something.
There is there might be an opportunity there, right? Because we haven't done things like work some of these guys' contracts that we can still work, like a Brian O'Neill, right?
Right.
So we've been smart about it. So don't you think after week 1 he might be cheaper, just plain cheaper, right? And the same thing happened to those guys that waited through half the season and Philly nabbed them up, put them on their D line, and then they go to the Super Bowl, right? There'll be somebody there that we can go get, that we can trade for, and can make a difference on the team. If we can get a Reisner after the week 1, he'll probably be cheaper. He'll just be cheaper.
Yeah, I get it. To a point, I understand it. But to your point about, the tackles coming into Philly, yeah, that's Philly. And their team is already built up to a point where they're just adding those tackles as depth pieces. We're talking about possibly adding a starter offensive guard. And we're talking about, running backs. We've talked ad nauseum on all of our channels about moving on from Dalvin Cook and how's the running back by committee approach going to work. And we all have great hopes for it. But I don't want to be messing around with bringing in a new guy in week 2 who wasn't part of training camp. And I get it. Running backs are a little bit different too. I see all your points and I see Dave's point too. It's just, it seems like a lot of uncertainty and a lot of jumping through hoops.
If it was a clear upgrade, if it was, they say Reisner's a clear upgrade, great, but pass blocking is different from his run blocking. And then you go look at our 2 guys and it's the opposite.
Right.
If it was like a clear upgrade, I think it's like a no-brainer decision, right? We had this focus on improving our running game, and then we go get a guy that can't run block. That's why and pay $8 million for him over how many years, right? So I don't know if they want to commit to a guy that's one-dimensional, that kind of money. But, and then I think you want to guarantee the starting job, multiple year, $8 million a year. I just don't right now. it feels like Kwesi has everybody on a 1-year contract. That's what it feels like right now, except for a couple of guys.
Right.
And there was a point here, and this was a good point. JJ, going focusing on him and putting out that news that, hey, we're going to try to sign JJ before the end of the season. And then TJ Hawkinson, ears perked up. I am guaranteed they're about to pay him when I could have signed first. He might be. It's really, this is what I would want to happen, is that he stays around. He plays this entire year, and then we franchise tag him next year because we won't get him any cheaper, and then and just test it. We either release him or we franchise him and he plays. Or we trade him or franchise him and trade him.
No, they would franchise and trade him. They're not going to release him.
Yeah, we'll franchise and trade him. I think that's the way to go right now. If he's wanting to set the market, I don't want to set the market with a tight end. Hell no. I want to, if right now I'm like, can we get him for $12-14 million next year for 1 year or trade him is probably the best move for us. And it kind of showed me because they kept 4 tight ends, and they all look pretty good. So I think TJ's the better of the players, but we got talent there.
Well, I said it last night, and it'll be in the podcast that I'm going to be sending over to Dave. I'm not worried if we don't extend TJ Hawkinson right now. No disrespect. He's an absolute pillar of this team. When you're talking about the tackles and Justin Jefferson, again, I'm not counting young rookie guys. I'm just talking about the pillars of the veterans. But I'm not breaking the bank to get him. If he wants 18 to 20 million, I'm sorry, I'm not going for that. I'll go 14 or 15, absolutely. And I'll give him 4 or 5 years. Absolutely, I would do that. But I'm not breaking the bank to get him. But I get your point. All of a sudden, after no news about Danielle Hunter, teams are calling the Vikings, and the Vikings are entertaining trade offers. Funny, 36 hours later, Danielle Hunter's deal is done. So, yeah, you're right. This information got leaked so that, people can get off their arses and get something done. What's up, Mateo? What's up in the zone? Good to see you guys. We're about to head up out of here, so you're going to have to hit the rewind button. But thanks again for joining us. And hit them like buttons. And yes.
TJ. I think we let him play this year.
We know where you're at, Zone.
I let him play this year. We can franchise him next year and trade him off the franchise tag.
No,
I feel like that's the best deal. If either he plays for us,
okay with that. If they can't get a deal done, yeah, I would be all right with that.
That's leverage. Absolutely. I got a franchise tag over you. Take a team friendly deal and extend. That's my thoughts.
No, I Dave, we agreed way too much tonight. We haven't fought over anything.
Clip it. I
know.
So we're about to in about 2 minutes I'm gonna go over to Purple and SKOL Media, and we're gonna do SKOL Live over there to continue the conversation. If you haven't subscribed to either of our channels, it's Minnesota Sports Talk and it's Purple and Gold for Days. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit like, make sure the video gets pushed out.
Absolutely.
What did you think about I had this premonition 2 days ago that Rager was being showcased. A couple of first plays of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And then he looked good. Take him out.
Yeah.
Take him out.
No, you can ask Yogi. We both said it. Like, oh, wow, they're getting Rager involved. They are absolutely trying to trade him because they can't cut him because he's got
two players that are the same, except he's a little faster.
Yes, absolutely. No, if they got an offer for a 5th round pick tomorrow, they would take it. And they might take a 6th just to try to, recuperate some of what they still owe Philadelphia. What's up, Joker? Again, we're about to head up out of here. So thanks for
Joker.
coming. Hit the like comments. Go back to the beginning and watch it from there. But y'all know how this works. No,
I'm going to be on Purple and SKOL Media here in a few seconds. So make sure you go over there and listen to me and rap. Okay.
Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Jalen Rager. They're trying to they're trying to find somebody to take him. They absolutely are.
Well, they were
because he's redundant.
They were getting interest, right? They were
Yeah.
getting interest. I don't.
Right.
They could be actively shopping him. Who knows? But they're getting interest.
Yeah.
And that might be one of those situations where we'll pay half his contract. Whatever. But I liked, even though I wasn't really sold on Darian Lowe trading him because I thought he was a decent prospect.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the fact that we got a 6th back for him was incredible. And knowing that, hey, he wasn't a big hit, but maybe we could get a
Right.
big hit next year.
Right.
Let's roll the dice again.
Right.
And we have that to more picks to maneuver with. We don't have a third round, I think. And we have 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 6s, no
Yeah,
7.
we don't have a third and we have 2 4s. That is correct. Yep.
So try to work in the back in that third round. You know,
Am I breaking
get
up or
some
are
more
you breaking
picks,
up?
get Rager.
All right, Chad, tell me.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Hey,
Now
guys.
we're back. You were frozen for a bit.
Let's close it out. I appreciate it. Thanks everyone for joining. Look
Dave,
for our
can you hear me?
times next week. I don't know what time we're going. Me and Justin will decide. I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you go to Purple and SKOL Media for SKOL Live with Dave and Rap. Let's go.